trying to say something I won't regret. My name is Vajra Reza Alam, but people call me Reza, and I'm part of the class of 2021. My childhood is kind of like Stranger Things. Have you seen Stranger Things? Without the monsters and the aliens and stuff like that, that's basically my childhood, biking around the woods and looking for adventures. So basically, home is where all my books are. I want to be a professor, maybe somewhere in England or America. I guess we'll start there. Yes. So I love the suburbs. Unlike other young people, but you can tell from the way I dress, I love the suburbs. But I do love the suburbs. The suburbs is amazing. A lot of friendly people there. And also, it's a beautiful place. It's away from the hustle and bustle of the city. It's a really calming place, a good place for you to retire and enjoy your life and contemplate philosophical questions like I like to do. People tell me that physics is a queen of sciences. I think that should go to philosophy. No offense to the physics professors or students. Okay, maybe not as close as math. Maybe it's not the queen of science. Maybe it's more like the prime minister of science. But it's definitely like a really great way to get to truth. Even though some philosophers say that truth doesn't really exist, truth is an interpretation, but that in itself is kind of true. So yeah, so it's a great way to get as close to truth as you can without doing complicated math problems. One of the sports I like is just jiu-jitsu. Brazilian jiu-jitsu in particular, because it's not only using your strength, but it also uses your brain. It's very refined. It's like playing chess. I do this, to my opponent, and my opponent do this, and I counter it, and he counters it, and I counter it until somebody taps out. I have this thirst for knowledge, and not just to know knowledge, but to remember the knowledge that I received. I read a bunch of philosophy books, but then I took a lot of the ideas from other philosophy books and noted down in that book, so that it's easily accessible for me. So when I'm traveling, I actually carry that book everywhere. Just in case I get into an impromptu philosophical debate with someone, I am ready with my weapons. I do love pomps and circumstances. I do love bringing girls flowers or taking them to like wine tasting. I think that's a pretty cool thing to do. I grew up in this sort of weird place between Indonesia and the West. So I used to read Western books. I don't even know if I have a first language. I speak English and Bahasa somewhat imperfectly. Sometimes I dream in English. Sometimes I dream in Bahasa. My dad is like half Japanese. My mom is like Javanese. There's some part of Dutch in her. And I went to an international school, so I really don't know if I have this conventional relationship to Indonesia. So it used to be Les Miserables, but then Hamilton came out and kicks Les Miserables' ass. I'm sorry. So yeah, Hamilton is my favorite character. I mean, who else? Sure, it's probably a bit racist and sexist in real life, but Lin-Manuel Miranda's portrayal of Hamilton is just amazing. I came from a small town, a place that's not particularly great, and then I want to go abroad, see the world, and basically achieve greatness like Hamilton. I love barbecue. I want to be like one of those dad who like has a huge barbecue set and like cook brisket and ribs in my backyard. I want to do something that's larger than myself. I want to be a part of something that will help people. Life is full of suffering, and I feel like I want my existence to be somewhat of a cause to ease their suffering, so to speak.